room. Bucks lose it tonight, lose it again, 112-105 to the Miami Heat. Bam didn't put up 83, so I'll take that as a win. Still, we'll get into it. 112-105. Bucks lose tonight. Come on in the room. We are live.
Chris King.
Justin.
There we go. We got Justin. Where are you at right now? He's driving, but where are you?
I live in this Carolina Hurricanes game, and they play like the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. You know how it goes. Sometimes you lose a lot.
All right, so Justin's coming in driving. Make sure you hands free over there. We don't want you to get no. He about to go in the gas station. But Justin's we got Justin with us, even though he is remote. I guess we're all remote, but good stuff. We still got him on the line, even though he was at the Carolina Hurricanes game. 112-105, the final this evening. Miami Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Come on in the room. Let's talk about it as we always do. We'll get at us in the Twitter at TCIYEE. Get at us on the YouTube and the chat as well. Let's do a recap. We'll get through this. Bucks kept it close tonight. Bucks kept it close, gave themselves a chance to win. They stayed in it, stayed in the fight for large portions of this game where it really could have got away from them. And you get down to the end, it's a 3-point game, and Giannis. Listen to what I say about Giannis, and we'll start at 31, 6-3, 1 steal, 1 block, 12 of 24, 0 for 3 from the field. He had 3 turnovers as a -8. Here's what I'm starting to see a little bit from the Milwaukee Bucks and a little bit from Giannis. Chris, you remember that? Remember the Titans and Gary Bertier and what was Gary Bertier and who was the DN? It was the black. What was his name on the show? On the movie, I don't remember. But Gary Bertier and they was going at it a strong side. And before that, they were having an argument, and they were like, "Team, what team?" And it was everybody's like, "Oh, you an individual? I was playing for it." That's what I saw from Giannis. That's what I'm seeing from a lot of guys. Is a lot of guys to me are playing now for themselves, and we're losing a team aspect of this. 31-6. I thought it was, especially this is the first, I think, 30-point game from Giannis since his return from his injury. He did shoot 50% from the field. He's still working his way back, still having you can tell he's not 100% to me. But to go put up 30 points and you're not 100%, you work your way from back from injury, 29 minutes, so he's still on a minutes restriction and giving you 31. But we know Giannis can get more than 3 assists in a game. We know that he can get more than 6 rebounds. I know he can play defense better than he played tonight. It was 31, and I give him credit for the 31, but it was selfish to me. It was a selfish 31. I'm gonna get mine. That's what Buddy said. I can't remember Julius. Jake Roby, his name was Julius. Yeah, it was Gary Bertier and Julius. And he was talking about I'm gonna get mine. What team? What team? It's like sacrifice yourself for the team? No, I'm gonna get mine. That's what it was tonight. And we need somebody to go up and say, strong side, left side, strong side. We need some of that on this basketball team. But again, it's too late. It doesn't really matter. They're out of everything, out of contention. But I thought if you go back and watch that first quarter, go back especially and watch that first quarter from Giannis. And I mean, it was what we talked about, Chris and Justin, before when the Bucks were playing. Remember when the Bucks were playing well and they won 8 out of 10, and we were like, well, when Giannis comes back, they can't just ISO. They got it, they're gonna have to keep moving the ball. And again, it all went to hell before he got back anyway. But I don't know if just go back and watch this game. It was ISO. Bobby Portis had 19. ISO. All of it was ISO. Everything. This was This is an isolation basketball game for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Not a ton of movement. And again, I'll tell you how you know it wasn't a ton of movement. They took 26 threes total. They took 26 threes total because nobody was moving. Nobody was passing the ball around the horn. Nobody was swing. None of that was happening. So you only got up 26 threes because you weren't really open to take a bunch of threes. It wasn't there for you. So I thought it was a lot of isolation ball tonight. And again, I think that starts with Giannis because and that's the point we were making was if you play ISO, well, guess what? You think when you go out, they're going to start moving the ball? No, they're going to play ISO too. And so everybody got into the isolation game tonight. But 31 from Giannis. Kuz had 5 points. They were 5 big points. I will say that. He had 5 in a row. I think in the fourth quarter, big 3 to cut the lead to 2 or whatever it was. He had 2 steals. He was 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. Moesha 7.4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. Where you at, Global Media Exec? 21 minutes tonight for Miles Turner. Usman Jing, I guess he was sick. They said he had an illness. He didn't really do much of anything tonight. He didn't return. He did play 13 minutes. Kevin Porter Jr., 6 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. Him coming back from injury, 3 steals. He had 3 turnovers, I believe, as well. Got fouled there at the end. Of course, they didn't call it. But I thought KPJ coming back from injury wasn't as aggressive as I think I'd like to see him. Didn't command the offense, but again, I will give him a pass as he was coming back from an injury there. Jericho Sims, 7 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. He had a big layup near the end. I thought Taurean Prince, his first stint out there, I thought was rough. But after that, he played 15 minutes, 8 points. I thought he was decent. He has a player option. Remember, he has a player option next year. So I would assume Taurean Prince, you'll see him back as a Milwaukee Buck. Bobby Portis, 19 and 5. I thought he was good tonight, 8 of 14, 2 and 4 from 3. I thought Bobby was good. Defensively, I thought he was okay as well. One of his better games, being his isolation. I thought Rollins was really good tonight. 16, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, coming off the bench. And the Bucks, basically what happened was the Bucks bench was a lot better than the starters. And again, maybe all that KPJ should be on the bench. Maybe it was Rollins that needs to be on the bench. And that's how you incorporate him, because I thought he played a much better game. He still had 3 turnovers tonight in 32 minutes. But I thought he was much better tonight. Shot the ball well. AJ Green still running around 3 points. Cam Thomas had 3 points. On the Miami side of things, Pele Larson killed us. 28 I think that was is this season high or was it a career high for him? Was that a career? I think that was a career. Might have been a career. I know it was a season high. Might have been a career high for him.
I think it was both.
Okay, it was a season. Oh, well, if it was a career high, then it would have been a season high. So it was a career high, season high for Pele Larson, 28, 6 and 6. He hit the dagger 3 to put Miami up 6. Khalil Ware, 6 points, 13 boards. You had I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name. I think he was number 25. Jaka Zonkas or whatever, 18, 7 rebounds. Davion Mitchell, 13, 5 and 5. Jaime Jaquez, 6, 4 and 7. Fantasio had 6 points as well. But Bam Adebayo, 21 and 8. And again, another unethical game from Bam Adebayo. Unethical. 21 points, 8 rebounds. He was 6 of 20 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, 9 for 13 from the free throw line. He made more free throws than shots tonight. Bam took 13 free throws. He took 1 free throw in the first 3 quarters. He took 12 in the fourth quarter. They just paraded him to the line in the fourth quarter. They paraded him to the line in the fourth quarter. I guess so he get his number. Maybe the NBA was embarrassed that you score 83 points and you can't come out and then hit the side of a barn next night. So they let him get all his points in the fourth quarter and get to the free throw line. I don't know. I can't explain it. But Bam, he sucks, man. He's trash. And so that just goes to show you, like, that was such a he didn't even deserve. I really wanted you to go out and get 83 and then come back and get like 10. That's what he really scored tonight. He really scored about whatever. Take away the free. He was terrible. He looked pathetic tonight. 6 of 20, 5 from 3. No reason should he be up there with Kobe and Wilt and Luke, all those guys, top 5 scorers in NBA history. And you got fraud ass, fluke ass Bam Adebayo up there too. Absolute joke. And he went out there and proved it tonight. Like complete ass. But anyway, I say this and I let it go. Get to some super chats. I thought the Bucks, again, it was a rough game for them. I didn't like it. They got themselves close, and then, like I said, for Giannis to take that 3 at the end, like why? Again, it was a selfish game. He had 31, but he's a great player. It was a selfish game. That was a selfish shot, and that's one of those shots that only makes sense if you hit it. And I don't think Giannis has hit a 3 since he's come back from his injury. So it didn't make sense to take it, and he took it, and that basically ended the game. Just a couple super chats here. Derek Clayton says Giannis is out there bullshitting. I agree that effort defensively is, he's checked out mentally, defensively. He's checked out. Off ball, he had a nice block on Bam, but for the most part, you watch Giannis playing defense, there's no intensity. And again, I'm calling out Giannis. He's the best player. That goes for all. That's the team. They have no interest in really locking down and playing defense. They just don't. They don't as a unit. NYC Randy super chat says Giannis out of 25 points in the fourth quarter, he either scored or assisted on 15 of them, yet will get the blame. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Miles can't finish games, but that don't matter. Well, we talk about Miles every night. We talk about Miles so much it's no point in talking about Miles. There's no point in talking about him. Miles' ass. We know that. Again, he can only shoot 3s. He masquerades 7-footer, masquerading as a guard. 2 of 7 for the field. Miles' ass. Yeah, again, I understand. Yes. Giannis is he's an elite player. Nobody's denying that. But again, this is a Miami Heat team that was without a lot of their players, without no Wiggins tonight, no Tyler Hero. Bam played like shit. It was a game where you could have won. And again, I get he's on a minutes restriction, but a lot of it is you got to give a damn on the defensive side of the basketball. You got to the Bucks did they get, I believe they got 3 offensive rebounds all game. They gave up 15 offensive rebounds. My best player had 6. Giannis had 6 rebounds tonight. So you talk about scoring and yes, I think Giannis clearly wants to score offensively, but what made Giannis so great, what set him apart from other guys that could get 30 a night, what set him apart was the fact that he went 100 miles an hour on both ends of the court. That's what set him apart. And again, maybe it's the injury. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not. But whatever it is, he's not doing that anymore. And so when you're not doing that, you can score. He's scoring the basketball. And outside of that, it's not. And again, I'm not saying that the team is good. I'm saying that when you have a team like this, it's going to take big time efforts from a lot of different places for them to win games. And I'm saying I'm not singling him out, but he's the best player and he's out there. And a lot of times defensively, he's doing the same defensively and on the boards. He's doing the exact same thing as the rest of them. Watch it. And again, it's not a damn if you do, damn if you don't. Just go watch. I'm just telling you, NYC, watch the tape. Watch the tape. Another one, NYC says Giannis has been bad this year and injured. Deserves a lot of blame for this year, but this whole let's blame Giannis for every game has been getting weird. The team is just not good. Again, but this is what, NYC, we blame the team all year long. How many you go through the all we've done is talk about the team. That's all we sit here and do. So again, what I'm saying, and that was when Giannis was playing. We blame the team all year long. But what I'm telling you is, I'm just watching it. He's not going 100%. And again, if you want to blame the injury, that's fine. But I'm telling you, If you can go get me 31 points, I don't know why you can only get me 6 rebounds, especially when we're not rebounding well. I can sit here and talk about Miles Turner. Miles Turner sucks. I can sit here and tell you about Miles Turner until I'm blue in the face. I can talk about Miles Turner until I'm blue in the face. I can talk about Kuzma and 5. I can talk about AJ. We've already talked about these guys. We talk about them every single night. How we know they're not good. We know it. We talk about Doc we talk about all this stuff. So again, but we're not going. But and last thing I'll say, the reason Giannis didn't get any of the blame was because I saw Giannis going 110% up and down the floor. So yeah, you stand out, and I can't say nothing about you. But when I see you giving the same, again, he can score, but from an effort perspective, when I see you not giving it, what I'll say is this: Miles can't rebound. Kuz is inconsistent. AJ Green has been bad. Rollins and KPJ have had turnover problems. I know what those guys do. I expect that. What I'm saying is, from just watching it, it's a different look for me when I look and I see Giannis not doing the things that I know he's able to do. So again, maybe he's hurt, but all I'm saying is, when you look at him defensively, when you look at him on the glass, when you look at him doing a lot of the dirt, he's one of the only guys that does all the dirty work. He's not doing it no more. That's all I'm saying. That's what I saw. You see, Chris?
Yeah, I think if this was about wins and losses, I would have probably been a little harder on Giannis for the 3 taken late. But at this point, guys, like, it's just, I can predict the result. We're just gonna lose. We had no chance. No chance. Even when it got close, no chance. Like, this team just, the turnovers late, the missed shots late, like the no defense, not closing out, none of that. Like, it just is what it is. I thought we were considerably better, though. Like, when you look at when TP came back, I know he fouled a lot and just trying to get used to the game speed, but I felt like he was actually pretty solid moving the ball, got to his shot, and that's what this Bucks team was lacking for a little bit of the season. And this was a team that, I mean, what was this, the first game back where they had everybody healthy? Like, that was certainly an important note. But yeah, I don't really have much on this game. Like, it's just you hold Bam to a pretty bad game after what he had a night ago, and ultimately it just didn't pan out the way that you wanted it to. And I think some of that to blame is just the guys being terrible, the scheme being terrible, the offense sucking. Like, it's just it's a tough watch. It's a tough watch, man. So I don't really have too much on this game.
Yeah, I was watching the game during the hockey game, and people looking around at me in my section when I'm getting upset, getting frustrated, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say this, and kind of a cornucopia of the entire year. And this is I've kind of come up with this Milwaukee Bucks. We don't have leadership on this team. Giannis is a phenomenal basketball player. He does a lot of things at the highest level possible, but he's just not a leader. And that's okay. And that's why he defers to Bobby. That's why he deferred to Chris or whoever else be the case. When you look at the coaching staff, we don't have leadership on the coaching staff either. One time was one of the best basketball coaches in the NBA, and now he is futile to what he used to be. So we're going to continue to see this. Doc, I know you kind of poked holes Stephen A. Smith saying you were going to retire, but if you don't retire, then you got to get the act, and that's just what it is. A lot of good things that you see from time to time, and like Chris says, man, I really wish it, and y'all know I'm the optimist one. I'm so optimistic, it's crazy. I'm like, man, we only 4 games back. Dude tweeted me the other day, said we only 3 back. We got the tiebreaker. I thought about it, and I said, woof. We ain't coming. No pause. We not. We getting half the job done, and you still got to pay her when you leave, dog. Right? This is just abysmal. It's disappointing. It sucks to be a Milwaukee Bucks fan right now, but we're not spoiled. But we got to call it out. So, and I get what NYC was talking about, and there's a lot of guys in that chat. Thank God I can't see it because I'm driving. There's a lot of guys Giannis can do no wrong. However, he set this bar so high If he comes to a middle grade, that may be great for a Malik Beasley. That may be great for a Miles Turner. He's not that. He's supposed to be top 3 in the NBA. We're not seeing that. I can no longer mention him with LeBron James or anybody else, man. He's just a really elite player, and that's it, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you guys mentioned, it was an abysmal watch tonight. But I will say for whatever it's worth, they kept themselves in it. I was actually surprised because I thought that they were going to let go of the rope a lot earlier, and they did keep playing. I'll give them that. They kept playing throughout into the end, and they gave themselves a chance to win. But again, it's a bad basketball team, so that's a bad basketball team to lose. They find a way to lose. Daryl Clayton super chat says Giannis is the best player on the team. He's held to a higher standard, and yeah, to your point, Justin. Yeah, there are a lot of people who think Giannis can do no wrong, and again, it's the same thing. You can do no wrong when you're winning. When you're winning, there's a lot of you can't do no wrong. But when you're losing, we're gonna the flaws or the what you don't do well tends to stand out. Somebody else said, again, somebody said, look, the numbers. Well, but I tell you all the time, Young City 4241 says the numbers never back up the poor defense claims about Giannis. Go look at. I don't give a damn. I'll tell you, I don't give a damn about what numbers you can find. Whatever. Listen. Them same numbers will tell you AJ Green can do all the bullshit that people tell you AJ Green can do. I'm telling you what I look at and what I see. Again, basketball is meant to be watched, not read. You can look at whatever numbers you want to look at. Watch the game, and you tell me if Giannis gave a bunch of effort defensively. Just watch. I don't want you to tell me what any number. I want you to watch the game and tell me, did you see him consistently box out? I want you to watch the game. Tell me, did he was he lost off ball? I don't even know if he's lost. I just don't know that he's really. I just don't think he really cares. That's what it looks like. You know who else looks? You know who he kind of looks like defensively for large stretches of the game? LeBron, because LeBron the last 4-5 years has just said, I don't care. I'm not hustling. I'm not doing it. And that's the attitude. And every now and then in spurts, you'll see it, like the block he had on Bam. Remember, Giannis used to do that 2-3 times a game. In his, I was about to say in his prime, but when Giannis was Giannis is doing that. Man, he was swatting stuff out. I mean, it was massive defensive play after massive defensive play and massive effort after mass. You don't see that. You can't convince me that you are seeing it. I don't even call it not locked in. I don't know what you want to call it. But again, I agree, Daryl Clayton. That's what I'm looking at. Yes, I maybe some people, think that, hey, it's Giannis, so he can do whatever. I'm one of those people that, I'm holding the best player to a higher standard. I'm holding, like, Giannis needs to look like Giannis. Again, if he's hurt, that's one thing. If you're hurt, that's one thing. And I can give you a pass. If you want to say, well, Giannis is injured, I can say, okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. Steeler Face super chat says Giannis is still one of the dumbest stars in the league. Tired of the drama. It's time to package him at the draft, and not being able to play Turner to close out a game is insane. The dark ages are here. I don't know if I call it the dark ages. I don't know if I go that far. We've talked about Giannis and his IQ before. Again, that was and here's the other thing, people in the chat. The reason y'all the reason y'all's criticism, some of it is because Giannis has criticized his teammates. All he's done, majority of the season, he's talked about people being selfish. He's called people out. He's all those things that he's done. Again, that was maybe the most selfish shot of the year. You ain't hit a three. You ain't hit a three since you've been back. That might have been the most selfish shot of the year. That 3-pointer down 3. And all I'm saying is, for a guy who has called people out publicly, that's the shot you taking? I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't a great shot. I think the effort offensively was decent tonight from Giannis, as opposed to 2 nights ago, but it's just realistically, like, if you think you have a shot at the win, that's probably not the wise shot, especially what you consider with not making a three since he's came back. But like at the end of the day, like none of these things matter at this point. This team is cooked. This team is done, and it just sucks that it happens in the way it happens. Like they have plenty of chances on the defensive end to make it right too, and they leave guys open that have been cooking all game to knock down threes. It's abysmal. It's a bad team effort, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm mad that he took that three. If I wanted to get this win, you don't take that three. Plenty of other options on the court right there. Even him driving to the basket would have been better. But at the end of the day, this team's cooked. So, whatever.
And 3 years ago, you look at that shot and you're like, damn, Giannis finally made a three. It was a great shot. It was unprecedented. But no, both of you are right. You're coming back off an injury. You're cold as the temperature in North Carolina after I don't know what the hell is going on here. 80 degrees in the morning, 25 degrees at night. And that's what Giannis' jumper's been since he's been back. But this is the thing. We're not going to make no excuse for you being hurt. We have nothing to play for. We barely had something to play for before you got back. So if you're hurt, why are you risking 2 calf injuries? Go sit down. There's pride. And then Steelerface says something about basketball IQ. And I hear all y'all when y'all say that, and I'm not even going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree with any angst about the Milwaukee Bucks anymore this year. I'm not even going to argue with the Wisconsin kid. Everything you want to say negative about this Bucks team, you're right to say it. The reason why we're so upset is because it's a talented Bucks team playing well below their basketball team. However, the basketball IQ is the absolute lowest. If you know you're hurt, you're still feeling pain, and the reason why you can't box out and you can't defend is because of that pain, then you need to sit down. We're not just talking about a good defensive player. We're talking about one of only 3 guys that have won an MVP, a finals MVP, and a defensive player of the year. We're talking about a guy who has changed the game of basketball. And if you're not that, go home.
Jake Roby with the robot. That's a good comment there. But Justin's right. He's right, and I see people. Mark goes, wins don't matter. Let your best player take the shot. You can say all that, wins don't matter. You can tell me that all you want to, but they were playing the game. And if you're out there playing the game, you can't tell me that. Again, I'm not saying that you're going to get anything, but he went out there to play, and I guarantee he went out there to try to win. So to say wins don't matter, no, you went out there to win. So if you didn't want to go out there, or excuse me, if you're gonna go out there, you got to go play. And again, I get this other one where everybody says, somebody else says the team defense was what? No, I'm not. So I think you're again. I'll say it one more time. I think you guys are misinterpreting what we're saying. Let me say this. I don't know how you can misinterpret it because I haven't said that. There never a point, you can run it back. There's never a point where I said everybody else was playing. Everybody else was playing hard and Giannis wasn't. What I said was Giannis is playing like everybody else. And so it's not about the team defense being way better. That's not what we're saying, or that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is ain't like the team defense has always been, elite since Drew Holiday and them boys was here. But what I'm saying is Giannis has stood out because he has played so much better than even the other guys. If guys loafing, he has made up the slack from how either poor guys are playing or some of the things that they're doing that's not right. And what I'm saying is if I'm used to seeing Giannis make up that slack and go 110%, and again, when other guys are going 75, 80 going through the motions, and 34 is going 110% down, it stands out. And what I'm saying is now I'm looking at it, and he's going through motions just like the other ones. So Young City, it's not that the team defense is way better. It's that the guy who used to not look like the rest of the guys defensively starts to look. When I'm watching it, he's starting to blend in. And that's not, again, it's just shocking to see because I've never noticed Giannis is like, oh, he's going to blend in with the effort and boom, rebounds are going to come and he ain't really going to try to go get. I've never noticed that from Giannis. So now that I'm seeing it, yeah, it's a shock to see him play like that to me. And again, Marcus, I don't see one player playing. That's nobody said that. So again, you're so again, you're having a. So I'm about to stop talking back to you because you're having a conversation with yourself. Not once did I say. I'll say it for one more time. Not once did I say that anybody was playing harder than him. What I said was he's playing at the same level as the rest of those guys from an energy standpoint. Defensively, loose ball. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's blending in. Not that anybody's playing harder than him. So again, for the that's the second person who said that now, and you guys are not listening because that's not what I said. NYC Randy Super Chat says, last point, we're all human. Nobody's going to be 100% on pointless games. I think he's just playing to test his body at this point. Giannis had a normal Joker night on the effort. Joker just got a better team and gets away with it nightly. Again, I agree with that. Yeah, Joker's, but here's the thing. You say that. Now, again, maybe not everybody else. I call Joker out for his laziness all the time. I listen. I called that again. Another point, Chris. How many times have I said when we talk about who's better and who's not? One of the reasons I've picked Giannis over Joker as far as top player is because he plays on both ends.
Yeah.
So if you're now going to end up being Joker, well, Joker has a higher IQ. He passes the ball better. He shoots the ball better. He hits free throws. So if you're going to tell me that now you're going to relegate yourself to the thing he has over Joker is his effort and defensive intent. So the things that make you stand out, if now you're gonna sit back and not do those things, then yeah, you're gonna be behind those guys. But to your point, but NYC, you're saying what I'm saying. If you think he's just out there testing his body, then yeah, that's what it looks like. I agree with you. That's exactly what it looks like. He's out there testing his body and trying to see what he can do.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said about what's going to happen if he does request out, if he does get traded in this offseason by Milwaukee. How is he going to fare with another team? Like, what is this going to look like? Because at this point, it's been a couple injuries, 2 to 3 times, nagging injuries with that calf. How is he going to do with another superstar, ball-dominant guy? And I think that's an interesting point because I think if he's playing like the guy he is now, I'm not sure that he is the best player in the world alongside another co-star. So these are all points that I hate to bring up, but it's a situation that we very well could see in the offseason and then for next year and years on.
All right,
laptop.
All right, Justin. I guess. Oh, there you go.
I think.
I'll be right back.
All right, I think it might be a wrap for Justin tonight, but that's all right. Yeah, man. No, I'm just again, but again, you go down the list. I again, I'm hoping a lot of these guys aren't gonna be back. I'll get off Giannis for a second. My whole point there was just that he blended in with, I think, somewhat from an effort standpoint. Again, he was clearly the best player on the floor for the Bucks. Nobody's denying that. But from an effort perspective, and I'm really talking about defense. I'm talking about where you lost this game. You lost this game because of your rebounding, and there were a lot of times on the floor where you couldn't get those stops. And defensively, you gave up too much, and that was the part that you really needed somebody to step up, and nobody did that. But yeah, you go down the list. I mean, it's a lot of. I saw somebody talk about KPJ too. Again, saying he was scared. Again, he looked like he is just returning from an injury. He only took 8 shots tonight, so I think he was a little bit rusty. But again, it was good to see Taurean Prince back. And it was good to see Rollins step up and play well. Some of the bright spots, and Bobby. But again, they just at the end of the day, there's far too many inconsistent performances that take place. And you talk about, again, 5 and 3 from Kuz. It wasn't enough. Like I said, he was bad until he had one stretch where he had a 2 and a big 3. AJ Green wasn't good. Cam Thomas, again, he hasn't been good basically all year. Usman hadn't. Again, he was out. He was out. Clearly, there was some type of injury or illness going on there. And then you have Miles Turner, who can never stay on the floor. Steeler faces Rollins killed us with a couple charges and dumb plays. Yeah, I mean, again, turnovers are always a thing for this team. Always going to be a thing. You had 3 from KPJ. I did think he got fouled on one of them, but Rollins had a charge that turned into a turnover. Giannis had one of those hooks that they called a turnover. I thought Kuzma's charge early in the game shouldn't have been a charge, but that's kind of what it was there for him. Let's say Chris dropped 35. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Clayton Landon says Ella scored 30 and is considered a poor outing. Giannis is really a different breed. Yeah, no, that's again. Yeah, I agree. That's how it goes. When you're held to a higher standard. You're 100% held to a higher standard. There's no question about that. No question about that at all. Chris, you got anything else? Again, I don't have much outside of this. I mean, again, I thought that the only thing I can say is, and I'll give my kind of closing thought on this game. I thought that defensively, the Bucks were all over the place. They couldn't grab rebounds. How many times did those rebounds that the Bucks didn't get turned into a made 3-pointer? And then I thought offensively it was heavy ISO. You didn't see enough plays being ran. You didn't see enough actions being run. You had at least one point in the game where the Bucks went, I think, 3 or 4 minutes without a field goal made. Giannis then got to the free throw line, and Giannis kind of helped out with that and got a couple buckets. But in general, you had problems at least scoring for some stretches of the game. I thought a lot. Again, going back with the ISOs, I thought a lot of them were selfish. But again, I will give the Bucks credit. I will give them credit because they kept themselves in the fight. And I thought they did a really good job on Bam. Giannis did a good job. Again, his individual one-on-one defense, he's not letting guys just run by. He's good at that's not really my problem. His one-on-one defense is generally fine. It's really the off-ball stuff and rebound. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the effort, the dirty plays, the dirty work, that kind of stuff is where I'm looking at. But I think his one-on-one defense, like him defending Bam, I thought was good. Sims defending Bam, I thought was good. I thought there were some good moments, and the Bucks kept themselves in it. But ultimately, it wasn't enough. You gave up too many rebounds. I think at one point, Jaquez had one where he tipped one in, and then you had the 3-ball from Pele Larson to end it. And then again, just a questionable decision taking a 3. And then you add in all the times the refs got Bam to the free throw line in the fourth quarter, but you got to live with some of that. That's just how the game goes when you're the Bucks. But that's basically everything, man. And again, it's a lost season. This thing's over. It's been over for a while. You're just trying to get through the next 17 games, basically, healthy without any catastrophic injuries.
Yeah, speaking to that, like I hope Ryan Rollins is able to figure his game out versus a starting caliber lineup. Like coming off the bench, I thought he was magnificent at times, like getting to his spots, doing some of that stuff that we saw earlier in the season when he was running with the ones, right? Like scoring off the dribble, getting to the rack. Like some of that stuff is really good and really important for a young player to get those experiences. But if it's not going to come in the starting lineup when you virtually have one other guard when KPJ is out, like it doesn't create the same kind of impact. So hoping Ryan Rollins can get to that at least next year if we bring him back.
Yeah, again, there's a place for Rollins. I think Rollins has got to be we'll see. He may make another jump, but he's got to be your third, fourth best player, I think, to really right now, to really be an impact, guy. Again, I think he's like I said, people call him a star. I think he potentially can be a starter. But I think what we saw this stretch without KPJ is that he's just not he can't be a primary ball handler. He's a combo guard, hits the 3, and can do a lot of really good things. And I thought defensively too, but but yeah, I think depending on him to be a primary ball handler is going to be tough. And so again, you'll see what the Bucks end up needing. They have a lot of they need a lot of they need a lot of help. And again, I think some of it starts with the coach. I think it starts with the coach. Margot said I think they let KPJ go, keep Rollins, go after an All-Star. I don't know because I think KPJ I think is going to be cheap. I really don't think it's going to take a lot to get KPJ back. I really don't.
Because of the injuries, that's really what it comes down to. I think it's not a knock on him as a player because he's shown like great moments and he's also shown some bad moments. But at the same time, like if you're only playing 40 games probably if he plays the season out, like I don't know if the market will be there. Plus, he's older than Ron Rollins. He's about to be 26, 27? So,
yeah, I think KPJ is going to be 26. Or maybe he's 26 now.
Yeah. Yeah. So
let me see. Now I'm curious. KPJ, well, he's 25, so he'll be 26 next year. Let me see. SFL 2055 says, can we finally agree that trading Chris was the catalyst of the collapse? No. I mean, the AG firing didn't help, but this has been going downhill for 3 years. Yeah, but I don't think I think it was before we traded Chris. In my opinion, again, I think the Chris thing was again, it still ended up being the correct move. I know he had 35 tonight, but that's not really who he's been in the last couple seasons. But
I mean, that from Kyle Kuzma multiple times this year.
He had 31 the other night.
It's the inconsistency with him, but I mean that's the same thing you're going to get with Chris Middleton. It's not being able to stay on the floor and maybe one night going for 5 points, just like Kuz. So that's kind of a wash to me at this point, I would say. Maybe you say last year it might not have been because Kyle Kuzma came in halfway through the deadline and Chris Middleton wasn't healthy by any stretch of the means when he got traded to the Wizards, but just the chemistry aspect, maybe you say that was you definitely took a little bit of a hit there, but I think it's a wash.
Yeah, and then Derek, let's see who says Mark Game says no, the Cavs was firing Bud. Again, I mentioned stuff about Bud. The team was done with him. Giannis was done with him. So I don't know how now we say the catalyst for the bottom falling out. Maybe your floor is still elevated. This team won't win the title with Bud. So I mean, I get maybe you're saying maybe if your point there is that the floor would have been a little bit better. But again, you saw what he did in Phoenix, and they got his ass up out of there real quick too. So so we'll see what happens. Wouldn't it be something the Bucks brought back Adrian Griffin next year? They won't do it. Wouldn't that be something if they did that? He says that's where it started. But why didn't it start when Drew Holiday got his ass whipped by Jimmy Butler? Wow, that's when it really started. It started when Jimmy Butler said, "I own you." That's when it started. To me, this is Stengel. I can't. Stang Lang says you can't explain a guy having a bad game after scoring 83 points. Really showing your ball. No, I can explain it. He should have never had no damn 83 points. I can explain it. He ain't no 83-point guy. I can explain it. Ain't no bad. He having a bad game. No, he got his ass locked up. I can explain it. Explain having an 8. You know, Kobe, I believe before Kobe had 8, didn't he have like 60-something again, like a couple games before or something like that? You can't explain it. No, and guess what? He gonna have a shitty game the next game too. Bam's he's not that guy. He's not that guy. Talking about all this, he's scoring, man. That 83 points, a joke is what it was. Absolute joke. All right, let's go to Twitter. See what we got on the Twitter. Oh, there goes Justin back in the crib. Justin back in the crib. Let's go to Twitter real quick. B_Shady_Virgo says Chris Middleton has 35 points. Yeah, we saw it. Chief_Maca55 says the Bucks defense is horrible. I feel like that's the main issue. Act Sunk 345 He had 3 tweets. I'm just going to read the last one. It says the Bucks are undisciplined, poorly coached team that beats themselves with the little things, messing up defensive rotations, not boxing out guards, not boxing out guards, crashing the glass, poor shot selection, falling for obvious foul baiting attempts, etc. All that is a problem. At 920 rep says don't care at all. I only watch if I have nothing better to do, which is usually whenever the team plays. NYC Randy says LMFAO. Giannis taking the blame for a game that he was the only one who showed up to play. Bucks fans are stuck in delusional land. No matter what he does, he would get blamed. Not Miles, not KPJ, not Kyle of Kuzma. Shit is a lose-lose situation. I get, and we talked about this a little bit, but NYC, I mean, I guess I disagree. We've blamed all of those guys. KPJ has a whole fan base. KPJ has an entire army of Bucks fans that hate him. Kyle Kuzma has a super army of Bucks fans that hate him. Miles Turner has been nicknamed Moesha on this show, and we say closes the fridge with his hip. So all 3 of those guys get blamed all the time. Like I guess I don't get where you're coming from, where you're Giannis taking the blame. Like all of those guys have reveled in their fair share of blame. At Twin Fo Life 09. She says, I don't want to hear Giannis calling any other players out. Down 3 and you take a 3-point shot. He's not a shooter. It's beyond ridiculous and selfish. At the Wisconsin kid says, completely start over. This shit will take 3 years to fix at least. These effing morons really got Doc Rivers from retirement just to ruin the franchise. What's his record now? 96 and 100. This is beyond unacceptable. And I'll do the couple more here. Yuli says numb to the pain, but god damn, this team is a lot worse than most people think, even with the top 5 player in the league. And the last one, E-Ryan99 says, been looking forward to the show more than this bum ass team. Anybody else got anything on that one?
I got something, man. Fuck. No, I just got something. Y'all can hear me all right? I'm good?
Yeah, you're good right now.
Hey, man. Look, this how. So, man, Chris made a great point when he talked about where would Giannis fit, right? And I remember a few years ago, this was the point I had to make. And all you Giannis stands, you about to get upset at me. First of all, let me just say something. My name is Justin, also known as Justin Skurlock, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised, 1982 to be exact, St. Michael's Hospital to be exact, St. Nicholas, coached by Big Keith Bearden to be exact, Milwaukee Rufus King to be exact. So I'm telling you, I'm saying all this shit from a 414 dude, right? So here's where I am, Chris. Follow me. Tell me if you agree. Trey, tell me if you agree. I remember a few years ago, Giannis signed an extension, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said something about Kendrick, and it was loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick also got another song called Be Humble.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis ain't humble. Everything that we've seen from the start of this season until now does not scream humility. He talked about before when we lost to the Indiana Pacers, it's just a game, it's not the end of life and all that other stuff. But Giannis, you're not humble. You pulled this team down. You started all this narrative in the offseason. You started it during the season. You continued it on to this point. You, like, people want to talk about it. Like, and Mark, here we go. Yeah, here we go, dog. I'm not a Giannis fan. I'm a Bucks fan. If you look at a catalyst, Doc Rivers is a catalyst. Kyle Kuzma is a catalyst. But we're not going to escape Giannis from being blamed from this. He's not humble. And if you're humble, you don't come back to a basketball game being hurt and make it all about the you show. It's a Giannis show right now. We saw Tyrese Halliburton. Hate that kid because of what he did. But, hey, man, all spades on the deck. He's a good basketball player. Can't deny it. He blew out his calf hooping in the playoffs. Dame Lillard put his calf on the line for the Bucks in the playoffs. Jason Tatum, playoffs. What are we talking about? Giannis, you're putting your calf on the line to lose by 30 every other night? To lose to a Miami Heat team and shoot a bullshit 3? And Mark Gomes, we need to free your bum ass too. And don't get me wrong, Hey, I love all y'all Bucks fans. I think Mark Gomes is he's an absolute clown, but I'd buy him a drink. But stop and NYC Randy, Mark Gomes, and the rest of you Bucks fans talking about this team wouldn't be this without Giannis, this team wouldn't be that without Giannis. Well, we got Giannis and we suck donkey balls right now. We're terrible. And Giannis, this is the worst season he's ever had as a Milwaukee Buck, including his rookie year. Like, what are we talking about?
I think you talk about the being humble and all of that kind of stuff with Giannis. I mean, listen, he at the end of the day, he definitely is feeling himself. You can tell that. You say it's like being I think he likes the courtship of all the teams that want. I think he likes this the attention. I think he likes a lot of that. Whether that's being humble, whether that's him being himself. I can't call that. That's something he's got to answer for himself. I think he talks about wanting to win, but you gotta. And so I talk about we talk about this. Was this roster the best roster he's ever had? Yeah.
But hold on, I'm gonna cut you out, Trey.
Go ahead.
But don't misquote me, because that's after we won 8 out of 10. And I didn't say it was the best roster he ever had. I never said that. What I said was after the year when Chris Middleton went down with an injury, this may be the best supporting cast Giannis has ever had when they won 8 out of 10. Now, no one knew this was going to go down the toilet the way that it did. And yeah, Mark, I did want him to come back and hoop, because I thought when we won 8 out of 10, he would come in and be a great asset for this team. But he's not that right now. And we can give him grace and say he's not healthy. But if he's not healthy, then he needs to go sit down. Sorry, Trey, go ahead.
I agree on that piece. I believe since he's been back, they're 1-5 in those, and the only win has been against the Utah Jazz. Let me get the super chat. NYC Randy said the Spurs have Wemby, Castle, and Fox. Thunder got Shea, J-Dub, Chet. Knicks have Cat, Jalen, OG. Nuggets got Joker, Murray, Gordon. Who will the Bucks put around Giannis if he stays is the question. Yeah, they're gonna have to package some stuff and again, if Giannis stays, it's gonna have to be a total retooling of the roster. But for what it's worth, they did put Dame around him, and that was what he asked for. So before this, to me, I would say before this season, they put everybody that he asked for around him. And then again, he also again, I don't know if in as many words he said, trade Dame, but he said, I don't want a gap year. I want to play. So they really didn't have a real good choice outside of waving and stretching Damian Lillard so they could try to bring somebody. Whatever you want to say about the Bucks, they've done everything they can. Someone said, where's the blame for the GM? They have done everything they can to try to put things around him. And again, if you want to go back to, this is the best roster, that comment, I'll go back to our season preview episode. Go back and listen to that, where I remember explicitly saying, how does this team win games when Giannis doesn't play? How do they win? And outside of that 8-10 stretch of 8-2, they really didn't win outside of him playing. And right now they're not winning with him either. Derek Clayton, super chat says, preach, Justin. So Monica says they were terrible all year with and without Giannis. Mark Gomes says just bad luck. He didn't ask for Miles Turner. He didn't ask for Miles Turner, but but again, you could blame the Bucks for that being the pivot, that being the move. But I can't even blame him for that, because when we got Miles Turner, I was excited. I thought it was going to work.
It told us what it was going to be. We're Indiana Pacers fans.
Now, I don't remember
Mark Gomes in October saying, "Oh, Miles had a couple games to start the season, but we gonna suck after Miles." No, he didn't say that. I'm sure Mark was excited. And what did we start out? 8 out of whatever we won. We were more games and losses and all that other stuff. But man, hey man, Mark, like, you just weak, dog. You just a Giannis fan, and that dude Jason here, you weak too. You a hoe too. Both of y'all hoes. Old head just talking. Nah, dog. We watch basketball. It ain't blaming John Horst. Stop blaming John Horst. John Horst ain't tell Gary Trent Jr. to stop playing basketball and figure out how to play basketball. John Horst ain't tell Miles Turner to come here and be a shell of yourself. Like, if you watch basketball, you'd understand that Miles Turner, this is the worst year he's ever had. What are you talking about?
There's no excuse for how bad he's played. There really hasn't been an excuse for what he's looked like. Now, again, I don't know what they're going to do. Again, this is why this offseason is going to be fascinating for whatever the Bucks is. It really is going to be fascinating to see how they attack it, because you could literally do anything. You could literally do anything with this roster. And I mean, you could again, if you have a top 8 pick or whatever, you could use it. But you could trade all your picks and try to bring a star in. You could get rid of Kuz, Bobby, Turner. You could not bring back KPG. Like, there are so many question marks as to what will happen for this Bucks team. And again, we're just gonna see what goes down. But yeah, listen, I hate Indiana, hate the state, hate the Indianapolis Pacers. I hate the Indianapolis Colts. I hate the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I hate the Indianapolis 500. I hate everything about Indy. But they did tell us he was ass. And yeah. And did go ahead.
Basketball, he the guru of college basketball, right? Like he the man. So Chris, with the way this roster is currently constructed, with this top whatever, let's say we luck up and New Orleans gets the 1 and we get the 2. Who do you see that could walk in if we don't change anything next year and put us back to where we should be in college basketball? Is there a player?
Chris, did you get it?
No, I can't hear.
Oh, you didn't hear him?
I didn't hear.
He asked if the Bucks he asked if the Bucks got the number 2 draft pick, is there a player in college basketball right now that could basically change the franchise?
Yeah, I think if they got the number 2, it's either between 1 and 2. I just saw what Florida State did to the little boozer boy today. They sat in the paint and let him shoot, and they almost won that game. And so I'm looking at the 2 guys at the top, DeBansa and Peterson, and I think they can probably change the trajectory of a franchise pretty quickly. I wouldn't say, like, first year take a team like this with no assets, with no future right now to even a playoff appearance, but I think that they will be cornerstones to a franchise at some point. So if they get a top 2, yeah, but is that likely with them making that fake push to the playoffs? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. Adam Silver has to pull a Dallas last year.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I would love to see him do something like that and figure this out for us, because the Bucks definitely need something. They need a miracle. Somebody asked about a live. Jake Roby says live lottery reaction show. That'd be it. I'd like that. Let's do a live lottery reaction show. Let's make that happen. I'm down for it. All right, y'all doing game balls or no? No game ball. You doing game balls in a 112-105 loss to the Miami Heat?
Can I push back on one other thing you said though?
Go ahead.
I don't think Bam ass. I think Bam a great basketball player. And I think he had an amazing first quarter. The rest of that stuff was fluky, and he should have probably had about – remember when David Robinson had the second best game of all time of 71? He might have had – Bam really legit probably had about 62 the other night. 83 is wild. I get why you upset. I get why the Kobe fans are upset and everything like that. And I think if you ask Bam, I feel like he didn't really feel like he earned that either. However, I can't say the man ass, because I would take that man in a Miles Turner swap and throw whoever else. You throw in my mayor with it. You could throw in our real mayor, Cavalier Johnson. You could throw in the governor. You could even take Roy Cooper down here in North Carolina, Trey. If you give us Bam in Milwaukee, I think that's the big that we need in Milwaukee. But
you got Bam on the team as your best player, you ain't going nowhere fast. You ain't going nowhere fast with Bam as your best player. Yeah, he's a defensive anchor, and now he done found a little 3-ball. I'm talking about offensively as an offensive player, like a legitimate offensive player scoring the ball. No, he's ass. He's ass. He couldn't score 83 in the damn Drew League. He couldn't outdo Marjan in the damn Drew League. Again, and that's why it sucks all these damn teams that are tanking. Because that's how this stuff happens. When teams are tanking and they don't care, when half the league tank, that's how this stuff happens. Because there's no reason Bam Adebayo. Again, that's why it gets me upset. There's no reason he's up in history like that. And again, what it does to me is it taints the reason 100 for Will, the reason 81 for Kobe stood the test of time is because the reason people feel such a way about it is because it did stand the test of time, right? And it felt like one of those things that's going to be really hard to, and you see guys get close, but they don't. And then for the guy to get it, Bam Adebayo, who don't even have close to the offensive skill necessary to do anything like that, it just makes it a joke, man. It makes it a joke.
So give me both of y'all brothers. Give me a couple guys in this league. Do y'all think that could get a legit 80 ball? Current day.
They could get a legit 80. Luka.
Okay.
Book.
I'm with you.
Luka, Book. If again, prime Steph, if Steph got on the heater from 3, he could probably get you close. Because I would say, Shea's good. But I think Shea would have to get to the line a lot. So I don't know if you call it legit, but Shea would have to be at the line a lot to get to that. Those I think are the guys. But yeah, that I can say Luka, Steph. Who else I say?
Book.
Prime KD could have done it too. Prime KD definitely could have got on the heater and did that.
Who Chris King got? You still hear me? You can't hear me?
Chris, are you able to hear Justin at all?
No, not at all.
That's weird. Okay, I'm not sure.
Ask me my question, Trey. It's all good.
His question was who in the league could get a legit
Anthony
80
Edwards
ball.
could get there, I think.
Oh, Ant would be Ant's a good one.
Eventually, I think he could get there, but after that, I think it stops.
Somebody in the chat said Wemby.
Yeah,
he'd have to get hot from the 3-point line. I like it though.
Too.
I'd also go Giannis, man. I think Giannis could dominate a basketball game.
Here's why Giannis. I'll tell you why he can't. Because Giannis had to get to the line a lot to do it. Because people just start fouling him. And the issue is, unlike Bam, Giannis would not hit 30-some free throws. That's why Giannis couldn't do it. And I give you one more. Bam still hit 8. How many threes he hit? 8?
Yeah, you're not.
Giannis ain't hitting 7 threes.
So if I had to go a prime player like you did with Steph, I'd have to go our former Milwaukee Buck, Damian Lillard. I think he has the 3-piece good enough to get an 80 ball.
Prime Dame could have. Yeah, Prime Dame's probably can't. Didn't he have 70?
He has 70. What about a Jalen Brunson? No credit, no chance there.
No, he couldn't get. I don't think he'd get 80. I don't think he'd get 80. Brunson didn't he have? Has he had a 60-point game before?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're probably right. What about Con Knipple? You talking about a guy that could get hot 3-level score?
We ain't seeing enough yet from no Con. Marco says Giannis could 100% go 30 or 43 from the. But again, the only time I seen Giannis do something like that was at Game 6. It's the only time I seen him be that locked in from the free throw line. So I just don't see him on a random night giving you 30 free throws. I just don't see it. Donovan Mitchell scored 71. Mark goes. Donovan Mitchell did have. He had a 70-point game. I just don't see him as an 8. I guess he could get on the heater though. He could get on the heater.
I'm gonna give you a crazy wild ball, and y'all all gonna disagree with me, but I just think this kid is uber talented, but he can't put it all together.
Kuz?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He could never get 80. He couldn't get 80. Never mind.
Hey, when Kuz be on, bro, that boy be serious when he on now.
I'm gonna say LaMelo Ball.
Mm.
Like he's streaking.
Remember LaMelo had 90? Did he have 90 in a high school game?
He did. And he's just like some of the shots he hits, but he just can't consistently do it. And I know that's what we're talking about. It's crazy. But I mean, like LaMelo just does some things sometimes. You're just like, wow, kid is super talented. I do believe Giannis could do it. I even think if we're talking about prime, and this is crazy to say, but his hairline been past his prime. He almost caught me. Trae Young might be there at some point in his career.
Yeah,
Nobody,
I don't know. I don't know if Trey could do it either. And then Mark, I believe it was 36 free throws for Bam. I know you keep going 30. I believe it was 36 of 43, if I recall that right. Okay. But yeah, it looks like interesting stuff. Again, I just hate that it was Bam. I ain't gonna lie, I hate that it was Bam. I admit it's interesting. Nobody said Joker. Nobody said Joker. No joke. The Joker couldn't do it. Okay. I was just checking. Okay. Okay.
to be able to get a crazy heater from the 3-point line unless you go into the foul line 100 million times, right?
Right. Yeah. What about Maxey?
Yeah, that's another wild card. He'd be in that LaMelo Ball category, man. Young guard that can shoot the hell out the ball, that can score all 3 levels and stuff like that. I mean, at one time in his prime, before his knees is back, his hip, his knees is back, and all that, like I feel like the brother older than me, but you might even could see Embiid get it in his prime.
And his prime, Embiid was tough. You could definitely see because Embiid he could hit enough threes to make it happen, and yeah, he hits free throws too. So I think he would have needed a lot of free throws to get it done. But
ask
yeah,
Chris King, any of these top 5 picks does he see in their future that could ever get an 80 ball? And we talking about perfect situation now. We ain't talking about like normal hooping. Just could they get an 80 ball in the NBA?
Chris, Justin asked, do you see any of the top 5 picks be able to get an 80 ball in the NBA?
Nah, not really. I mean, maybe Peterson and Debanza, like I said, could get there, but I mean, that's such a. I'd have to see how they translate to the NBA. To be honest, it's easy for them to score now. I mean, they've both had near 40-point games. Debanza had one yesterday, so I could see Debanza maybe getting there, but I mean, I don't know. It's just so far out.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting. As like I said, it's always interesting. I don't know how long it'll be. Again, I got a feeling you'll start to see more. But again, also March basketball, March in the NBA. Oh, that's another good one. He said Harden in his prime could genuinely. That's a good one. That's a good one. Harden in his prime could have definitely done something like that. But again, remember this is March in the NBA. Weird shit. A lot of weird shit happens in March in the NBA. Go ahead.
What about LeBron? No one mentioned LeBron. No one thinks LeBron could get an 80 ball in his prime?
He probably could have, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Probably could have.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't keep interrupting.
All right, let's go around the NBA tonight. I thought the Spurs were winning big for them. I think they were up big, weren't they? The Nuggets have come back. It's 125-119 right now. Speaking of Joker, 31, 20, and 10 for him right now. Yeah, man. He's past Giannis. He's past Giannis. Is what it is. Wemby didn't play tonight, so okay, this doesn't really count. Celtics are up 3 over the Thunder right now, going into the 4th. The Bulls are up by 4, hitting a JT over the Lakers. Pistons beat the 76ers tonight. Again, just that just makes me so mad because the Sixers have really cooled off, and they are now sitting in the 9 spot. It's just so unfortunate because the Bucks, if they had played, if they were 500 right now, if they were, 33 and 33, you'd be right there, a couple games back of Philly. So that just they could have made it in if they given a damn. The Suns 123-108 over the Pacers. The Magic beat the Wizards. Hawks beat the Nets, and the Mavericks 120-112 over the Memphis Grizzlies. As people have mentioned, Chris Middleton 35 points in 24 minutes. That's it. Do you have any I know you want to get to some, so again, we're gonna, obviously we're gonna do the Cream City crossover bracket challenge. We'll have that coming up for you. Selection Sunday. Miami of Ohio lost. Do they get in? That'll be interesting to see. But I'll leave the floor to our college expert, Chris King, to give us a little bit of an update on what's going on in the NCAA.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting point you bring up, that Miami lost, because we had this conversation last week where it was like, should they get in, should they not? Finishing out the regular season 31-0 is enough to get in my opinion, but losing
don't they have like the 300 and something strength of schedule? It's way back there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad strength of schedule, and it showed up today, quite honestly. Like, if you are that dominant throughout the regular season, should be able to beat a UMass team that is around 500. So yeah, I think they get punished for that. Like, you see some of these teams that are on the bubble, and some of them were able to cement their spot. A lot of them lost. But I think Miami, just with the strength of schedule, with losing in the way that they did tonight to a bad team, or this morning at that, they're probably going to be in Dayton. They'll probably be in the first four. I don't think they're going to get a cemented spot, a bye in the NCAA tournament, because you can't go dominate a terrible schedule and then immediately at 11:30 in the morning lose your first round game in the MAC. Like, that's just it spoke to all of the people on Twitter that say they should not be in the tournament. And so I think they'll be in, but I think the risk of going to Dayton right now is very real, especially looking at who might be able to steal a bid in their respective conference tournaments. So that's that. I would say watch the Wisconsin game today. They played really well. I feel like their offense is really capable, but their defense sucks. So they've got to figure out that side of the ball. Not really other notable results. I feel like everything kind of happened the way that it should have. There's still some games going on, tight games. Oklahoma, who's on the bubble, is up double digits right now. They need to win to get in, and it looks like they might do that. So that's pretty much all I got college basketball wise. The games start to heat up here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I got one out here for you in the 704. What y'all call it? Uptown, downtown? Julie Brown.
But it's uptown.
I ain't never been there, man. They don't even got a football team down there. Yo, Carolina Tar Heels down by 14 in this second half. And Chris mentioned it to Clemson. Clemson's up 66-54. Chris mentioned it early. Duke struggled against Florida State. You saw Virginia struggle against NC State. Like, the best thing about March is about to be shade. Except for our Milwaukee Bucks, anybody can beat anybody. We just can't do it. But Trey, I've been sitting here. I've been driving home. Love being here with y'all Bucks fans, all of y'all. I may say some out-of-pocket stuff to y'all, but at the end of the day, we all like the front of the jersey, allegedly. Trey, I gotta know, what's up with this MEAC? What is the real HU doing, man? How we doing?
So we got a bye into the semifinals.
Nice.
South Carolina State beat Norfolk State the other day. So it's tomorrow, March 13th.
It is.
All right. So tomorrow, Howard, South Carolina State, for a right to go to the championship game. And they will play the winner of Dale State. And I guess North Carolina Central and Maryland Eastern Shore. I don't know what that final was, but whoever wins the Howard South Carolina State game will play the winner of Dale State and one of those two teams. And we'll see if Howard is going to go bowling. Well, not bowling, dancing. It's my bad. I'm tripping. See if they go dancing here in the NCAA tournament.
That's just a little foreshadowing for the football season, man. We ain't too early, man.
Yeah. Shout out to HU, man. Shout out to HU. All right. Anything else anybody wants to? Wow, it's a tough block from Jaylen Brown. Anything else anybody wants to get at before we get up out of here?
We gotta talk about these football signings, man.
Okay.
I've been off. I've been on my hockey stuff, man. March is a great month for hockey, man. And for y'all brothers and sisters in the chat and y'all Bucks fans, I would encourage you to go check out a hockey team, man. The NHL is just phenomenal. They do a great job with their playoffs. It's just amazing. But we got to talk about
Who we gonna talk about? Who gonna talk? We can talk about who has already won free agency in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers, who won free agency already in NFL. How about that?
Who y'all got, bro?
Jalen Phillips, Devin Lloyd. We already won free agency. That's how that go. You saw that. Yeah. Defense revamped. We getting to the quarterback.
What Birdman say? You finished or you done?
Hey, don't nobody want to see Carolina. Nobody want to see Carolina.
So I would tell you something unbiased, but I can't be unbiased. I'm biased. I'm a Packer fan. Like, it is what it is. Carolina Panthers made good moves, man. Those good moves. I can't hate it. Like, I want to knock it. You know, you got the light-skinned boy on TV on PlayStation calling people names and then apologizing for it. What you apologizing for? You on that Tyrese Halliburton stuff. Oh, he called me a racial dog, sit down. That boy's soft. He can't even get on my fantasy team. But y'all got some dogs on that
better
defense.
Than Golden on there.
That's right now. Hey, that season over with, though. We on a new one now, dog. You go watch the tape from that season. I'm going to tell you something, man. The Panthers are making good moves. I think the Las Vegas Raiders have made a lot of good money moves. And somehow they got Max Crosby back for a second, which I was a little bit confused about that.
That's such a crazy story with the Max Crosby going to and Baltimore getting cold feet. And everybody's basically saying that they don't want to deal with the Ravens because of how they did that. So so I asked you guys, do you think that was either legitimate medical issues, or do you think Baltimore just got cold feet? Because again, they knew he tore his meniscus. They already like I don't understand that. You knew the man tore his meniscus. I guess I'm at a loss as to why and then they try to lie and say, oh, we were gonna bring in Trey Hendrickson. What's the man's name? Trey
and you're right.
They're gonna bring in Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby. Yeah, that's my Crosby, my other cousin. Yeah, so come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all, that didn't make any sense.
Let me let Chris answer that one first. What do you think about them Ravens?
Chris, you got anything on what the Ravens did? You think that was a legit move, or you think they just got cold feet?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't tell you. I haven't really been keeping up with it, to be honest. I saw that they said the physical came back, and they wanted to send him back to Vegas, but who knows?
You know why Chris King ain't been able to keep up with that? Because he locked into that college basketball. So any of you jokers in the chat that come in here, you talk your bullshit every game, make sure you beat Chris King. You better not lose to me, because I'm going to let you hear it. I'm going to let your mama hear it. If you got some aunties, you know I'm an uncle, so I'm an auntie killer. Not auntie, but auntie killer. I'm going to tell you, I really feel like that was some real weak shit by the Baltimore Ravens, man. Real whole shit right there, man. We don't condone that stuff on the Cream City crossover, man. You got to stay 10 toes down. That brother didn't. He got scared, and then he looked outside, and he was like, yo, you got this boy over here who's a legit pass rusher. I can get him and keep my 2 draft picks. Oh, no, we're skeptical of that knee. And I really hope Max goes out there, and wherever did Max go somewhere else?
No, he's still. They say he's gonna play it out in Vegas.
I just feel like he got the short end of the stick. I hope it ends up well for him. I know he wanted to be a Raider for life, and I hope it works well for him. Hope he goes anywhere but the Chicago Bears. I just want to say real quick, man, I know your Panthers made some great moves, but I think my Packers been doing the right thing, man. We got some dogs out there. We got only dude I probably say they got a better podcast appearance than Chris King or Trey is that boy Zaire Franklin. You know, he about to smack the shit out of a fake Milwaukee Buck on the podcast. Yeah. So we 10 toes down with Zaire now. I love the Javon Hargrove, South Carolina State. Shout out to Mr. Crosby. We got one of them. What he play? Them dogs? Is that what they call them, Trey?
Yeah.
We got one of them big dogs in the building. I like John Ford. I like the Baptiste. Is that how you say it in French? I don't know French, but is it Baptiste or Baptiste? One of them, that light-skinned boy out there on the corner. I just like, we're making the right moves, man. Some of the moves aren't the sexiest moves, but like, yo, we got something coming. Twinkle toes, fingernail polish, toenail polish, boy. We at your head. I saw the Minnesota Vikings. They got Kyler Murray. That's his name. Kylene, whatever that boy name is. You in purple and gold. We don't F with you. No team in purple and gold is worth nothing. Nothing in purple and gold matters. Them the worst two colors ever as a combination ever in the history of two colors. If you want to put a color to, never mind. We coming though. No pause. Green Bay Packers coming. Matt LaFleur gonna get that beard lined up for the Super Bowl. That's what I'm telling you. Bring it, Panthers. Bring the what pipe bomb call him? What do you call him? What do you call them, Panthers?
Yeah, we ain't gonna worry about it. We
call them kitty cats.
Big cats.
Yeah, like that one up there in New York, man. No, it's really exciting though, bro. Like seriously, like all these moves moving around. I think low key a team that none of us kind of rock with. I mean, I would love to see what JT thinks about Big Sig overpaying that light skinned wide receiver. I probably shouldn't have said that, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But low key, I think the best offseason outside of QB position right now, Cleveland Browns making a lot of good moves, and they're under the radar. They got to get a quarterback though.
Well, shout out to Kyler Murray, signed with the Vikings. So we'll see if KOC can get Kyler back into back in the go mode, because it's like I said, it's probably one of his last chances if he can supplant JJ. And like I said, I've always been a Kyler fan. One of the most exciting electric players in sports. So I hope it works out for him.
What you think? How many wins for the Vikings? If you had to call it right now, we ain't got no draft, nothing. We got to do it early.
I give him 9.
That's fair. That's
I
a
give him
good
9.
point. JJ McCarthy done out there then?
I think for however will work out, I think both of them will play. I don't know if somebody get hurt. I think both of those guys will play, and then they'll have to make a decision on that from there. The Bucks after the game tweeted out, when they had a final score, they tweeted out Bam did not score 83 points. To which the Heat then tweeted out didn't need to. So a little bit back and forth there, and then Giannis on his 3-point shot, 3-point pull up under a minute to play. He said, I was coming down, saw Bam in front of me. I think there's a guy on my left, maybe Ryan, maybe Scoot. I don't remember. I felt like they were backing up. I got my feet set for the 3, shot it. Any shot I take, I'm not going to regret it. Most of the time I do the right thing. I take good shots. So I didn't make it, but I'm kind of upset with myself because I didn't shoot. Like if I shot maybe 1 or 2 early in the first half when I was wide open, and I just kept passing it to the better shot for my teammates, and I wasn't trusting myself. So he's saying he should have shot more. And maybe he says, maybe if I shot those 2, maybe I feel a little better. Maybe that shot would have gone in. But again, I'm being aggressive. I don't regret being aggressive. I regret when I'm passive. The ball didn't go in. So that's Giannis there. And again,
good take.
No, I don't think it's a good take, because here's the crazy thing. Because that lets me know mentality wise something's off, because he thinks he didn't think he was selfish for a lot of the game, and to me, I thought he was. So he thought he was passing up. He thought he was passing up a bunch of looks. I didn't see that. So again, he's saying, "Oh, I should have passed up looks even less. I should have took even more shots." Is what he's basically saying here. But again, just interesting there from Giannis. All right, anything else you guys want before we get up out of here?
My thought, just real quick on that, is that I hear you, and you may not be wrong, Trey. But the other thing is, I don't want to do running from that shot either. I don't want you passing off 2 times when you got a shot. So I think it's like you kind of agree to disagree. Hey, one quick thing, and make sure you really just relay this to Chris. I don't know. I saw something come across my phone today from the Bucks app, from Twitter. I don't know where this was from, but what was Rashawn McCants was in Milwaukee speaking on something today? Did y'all see that?
I saw Rashad McCants on the here, what's it called? Here district. I saw him on that. I don't know what it was. I don't know what he's in Milwaukee for. Chris, do you know what Rashawn McCants was in Milwaukee for. Yeah, I don't know, but I did see him on the. I did see some clips from him with Marcus Johnson there, but I don't know anything about that. What he was doing in Milwaukee. Because it looked like he was on Zoom, so it didn't like he was like there with them. I don't know. But anyway, and Marcus, man, he is. I mean, yeah, it's Bucks basically need to get a hold. He only do 20 games a year now. I ain't heard him on the broadcast in forever. He done checked down the team too. All right, anything? Huh?
Wesley Matthews is growing on us, man. He's a great guy, man. And the thing I like about Wes, man, he's a student of the game. And I really, and no disrespect to Lisa, because I'm one of the rarities that like Lisa. I think she's good. Is she the best ever? Is she Mr. Paskey? Absolutely not. To the death of me, he'll always be Mr. Paskey. But should have kept Zora, man, in that role. I think Zora is an amazing talent. Elon University, great basketball player, but she just does a great job at everything that she touches, man. So, we'll see, man. Only other thing I got, man, we getting ready for this baseball season. Did y'all talk about that WBC crap the other night, man?
No, I don't watch the WBC. I know Chris watched. I don't know if he was talking about some of that, but I know they lost to Italy or something, and then
we got lucky to advance. They sat down the best second baseman in the game. I'm probably biased, Bryce Terang, but I just felt like we didn't really go for a win, and we hired an announcer from MLB Network. So peep this, Trey, because you don't watch the baseball. But imagine if the USA team hired old buddy off NBA TV to come coach the team, and then he doesn't understand the legitimacy of what's going on in front of him, and we almost got kicked out of the medal round, basically.
Wait, so why don't they hire a real manager? Why they hire somebody from TV?
Because the problem with it is that a lot of those guys that are real managers are managing their teams to get ready for the Major League Baseball.
But all the players are doing no WBC, so why do they gotta? So what do you mean? I guess I see what you're saying, but why if all the best players doing WBC, but I guess you're saying that they can't step away from.
Yeah, because let's just look at the Milwaukee Brewers for a second, right? We got 13 players.
How long is the tournament? How long is the tournament?
It ends in a couple weeks, but you got 13 players of the Milwaukee Brewers, Venezuela, Dominican Republic. Abner Uribe had a tough night for the DR the other night. You got Bryce Terang, but majority of your guys like your Sal Frelick, your Mizorowski, all these guys that really are going to make an impact on the season are still in MLB camp.
Okay, I see. Well, has this guy been a man? He been a manager before, though, right?
Who's that?
The TV. He been a manager before.
Allegedly, but I mean, you just can't. You can't rest guys with everything in front of you, right? Like, what are we doing? But fortunately, we're there. We got to play Canada, and I don't think they got no shade, so we might be all right.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. That whole thing was interesting to see how that went down. With them not knowing the rules or whatever. Let me see. G Sosa 4129 dumbass comment. They says y'all call Chris washed and he dropped 35 Middleton over Kuzma. Okay. First off, Kuz just dropped like 30. Kuz just dropped 31, 33 the other day. Second off, what the 35 don't mean nothing. Because I just saw Bam drop 83. What 35 supposed to mean, man? Mavericks are 22 and 44. They ain't playing for nothing. They out there playing the Grizzlies who ain't playing for nothing. So he hit 35 points. He is Chris Middleton's washed. I'm sorry to break it to you. He hit 40 the next game and he gonna be washed.
How many times Kuzma dropped 30 this year?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
More or less than the Middleton.
I bet he's played more games than Chris Middleton this year. I bet he makes less money. So again, they arguing semantics, but again, I'll take a $20 million Kuzma over $30 million Chris Middleton right now any day of the week because Chris just isn't worth. He's not worth $30 million. Sorry to break it to you, G Sosa. All right. Anything else before we get up out of here?
All I got is appreciate y'all brothers, man, for me driving home and all that stuff. Chris King, one of the best producers in the game, man. If you don't know this dude, not only does he talk and give a great impact on college basketball, Milwaukee Bucks basketball. He's a terrible baseball fan because he's a Cincinnati Reds fan, but we ain't gonna hold that against him. But nah, seriously, Chris kept me in this joint driving home. And, you know, man, it's just a great time regardless, man. And you better beat Chris King in that bracket challenge because we want that smoke.
Yeah, we definitely won it in the bracket challenge. All right, Bucks lose it tonight. Final 112-105 to the Miami Heat. Tough breaks. And that's how it goes. The Bucks continue their losing ways. That's how the season's gonna, it's gonna be 17 more games of whatever the hell this is. They are now 6 games out of 10th. It's just not gonna happen. 3-7 in their last 10. So the Bucks squandered away any chance of anything. It really started with that Atlanta loss. But anyway, appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the chats. Appreciate you guys talking with us in the Twitter, on YouTube, all that good stuff. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that 100%. Please hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff for us. Tell a friend about the Crimson Cross is the best postgame show in all of the land. This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Group Show.
Chris King.
Justin.
If I am your enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no with nickels. Kurt.